I'm Chief Executive of True Potential. True Potential work with about 4,000 financial advisors throughout the United Kingdom with about 1.3 million private client records. As a platform, pension and ISA manager, we also manage £12 billion of client money directly via our discretionary service. There's £6 trillion of investment or pension assets out there. And then if you boil that down further, there's about 15 to 20 billion pounds of even unclaimed or unserviced pension assets out there at a really approximate guess. So I think it's a great starting point before you even look for an advisor. I think what the consumer wants and what I love about open banking is the ability to have everything in one place, to finally put that client kind of in control of their information, but where their assets actually sit. When you talk about a pension, it's probably the most unnecessarily complex thing going. And decade after decade, they've just added new spins to pensions, new variations on the workplace pensions, which now follow you or don't follow you around. But, you know, on average, an employer moves every 3 years or so. So by the end of somebody reaching retirement, they could have 5 to 10 different workplace schemes dotted around as well, and no ability to join them up. Giving clients the ability to freely switch a pension around using kind of open architecture could be really dangerous. You could unravel tons of legislation. You could unravel some really good financial advice given at the point of sale as well. I think you could go a lot deeper. This is a subject for a whole of a day. And really one of the things we lobby government about is just about bringing one simple product out, almost doing away with pensions and just one simple investment vehicle for clients. Same tax treatment throughout, same kind of maximum or minimum savings amounts in there. And if you just cut away all of that, life would be nirvana, but that's real wishful thinking out there. I think the only way we're going to overcome the barrier, the only reason banks did open banking was because they were compelled to. They didn't do it as a charity, they did it because the law said so. 80% of pension assets sit with 12 of them. Just compel them to do it. There is a vested interest, I'll not be too controversial today, about dormant pensions or unserviced pensions out there, which are either in high charging or underperforming product out there as well. So it could be old-fashioned pensions, or they could even be burned paper files now. They could be in very expensive legacy funds there as well. So the UK consumers losing money right now in poorly performing products, and make no bones about that, some of the 12 organizations, they make a lot of money from that consumer apathy. Look at what consumers are doing right now, which is they log in using their app just about every day now to access their banking, to access their credit cards. They're using open finance now to start to pull together a feed, you know, and put everything in one place. The UK as a public, I think the last study I read, I think we spend the most per head in the world online. So we're sharing money, we're sharing our credit card details. We're major users of Facebook, of Instagram, of TikTok, and everything else in between. So make no bones about it. The UK consumer wants their information. They want it on their mobile phone. They want it on their app out there. And I think far too often in our industry, we don't ask the consumer. We look to design a product that us in the industry wants. We almost use a bit of compulsion in terms of regulation, which is have one open standard, one open API across the industry, and then just hand it across to the market, hand it across to the likes of Ross, to the likes of Sam, to the likes of us at True Potential, to build the best kit for the consumer's identity from there. The consumer will vote. We're a consumer state here. The consumer will pick the best experience from there. But I think we need to move from thinking about what do we want in the financial services industry and go very firmly into what does the consumer do right now and what do they want in the future.